So first we're going to take Mixmaster here, and it's kind of just a trick that they use. So you take this, fold this up, and you want to get it all nice and set. Then you'll just clip it in here, and if it does come unloose, you just do this. You want to take these arms here and pull them out. You'll take this section here, pull it on out, then pull this section down, and then this place will just clip in, and that'll give an extra bit of security here for the stand. You want to make sure everything looks. Now to get it set for the joining, this piece should stay in, but mine likes to pull out, or I'm just heavy-handed. And then you will slide this piece in here, but we'll just leave that for now. And now we'll go to Scrapper. Next, for a Scrapper, all we'll simply do is take this, fold it up there. You'll have this little piece right here. Just take it and fold it there. Take the arms and pull them over. You have a peg, hole, pegs in hole. There we go. Same thing, other side. Do that. Now we take this section here. We'll just pull this back a little bit and twine this around and then connect it back again. You got the little pegs here. So that gives him a little bit of flexibility when he joins with the next step. And we're going to move the camera up just a little bit. So, okay, next we'll bring on long haul. And since we have those pieces there, long haul is the middle bot. But it's easier to go ahead and transform him partway into reback mode. So we'll just disconnect him from here and bring these arms on out like so. And then we'll just take this and make sure the head stays down. Just by pulling this out, you can just go ahead and leave it like this. You don't need to do anything. Make sure these are untabbed. You can go ahead and put the legs back together. Now for the arms, we're just going to rotate them up and over. You can see here we have a peg. Here we have the hole. You just rotate that up, pegs and holes, holes and pegs. And then here is another peg and hole that you just take and set that up. Same thing, other side. So just rotate, tab, and once again, tab it in like so. Then we'll take this section here and rotate it up like so, and then push them together until they're set. Then we'll bring this on down. They have some pegs that will go into these slots here, and like so. Then pull this back down, and the legs, if they keep popping out like mine, just force them back, and then we'll take these sections here and they will clip there. So these slots here that are on the legs will act as clamps to push them together. Now we have this motor. Then we'll bring in the big old section here, and we'll just take everything apart from it. Parts former, what? Then we'll take these sections and go ahead and bring those out, and take this section and pull it on out and over, and you'll see, hey, that looks like legs. Yes, they are legs. The Devastator legs, to be precise, and we have the Scavenger and the Mixmaster links to there. We'll just pull this on down like so by disconnecting it. Then we can pull these sections down. Oh, look, it looks like a piece for long haul to fit into. And he does. He does. So we have this slide here that will go in there, and this section will fit. So just connect them together like so. And we'll take these sections here and fold them up and over. So yes, he has a little of a butt pack like this, but we'll get that taken care of in a little bit. So we'll just take this section here and push it on in, connect it just right, and slide it on in. If it will work with me on camera, but you know, off camera it will, because yeah, I can do it a little bit better. But there we go, nice and set. Then we would take these legs here, and you see we have the section for Mixmaster. So we'll slide that section in, then push this section back and collapse them into place. So now Mixmaster is set, and we'll go ahead and bring in Scrapper. And Scrapper just has these sections here that you'll just peg in like so, and then take this section in, bring it on up, and peg it on in to that side. So we'll just take the holes, pegs, and holes, holes and pegs, and here we go for that. Now, once again, we'll raise up, and you'll see, wow, this guy is already tall. So if I take my tape measure, we'll take this, and he's already reaching right here. Look at that. 10 and what is that? 3/4? Yeah, that is very nice. Then we'll take the next section, which will be Mr. Scrapper. I'm sorry, long haul. Oh, is set. So we have Mr. Hook. Now for Hook, if I can ever get his name right, we'll just simply take these and pop them on down like so. We'll take this section, raise it up a little bit. We'll take this section here and push it to the back where it's nice and set. We'll take these sections, and they have double hinges here, and then we'll, like I say, take that up, and we're going to take this tab, peg in the hole, hole in the peg, and also this section here will clip in nicely to the back. You'll see it there, and then we have that. So nice and set. We'll bring the Devastator head on over, and it does have a nice clip here that clips it into place. So we have it nice and set like so. And you'll just push that down. Now the Devastator head is just simply pulled out like this, and then reset it like so, and let it come into place. He's all nice and angry now. Now we'll just take this and put it there. Now for this, you can just reconnect these back into place, and this one we'll just leave down. Then we'll take this and pull it on down, and we have several pegs or holes here for the transformation whenever we do get it to that point. But we'll go ahead and pull this section up, get the part ready for Bonecrusher and Scavenger. So then we take this right here, and you have two main slots in here. You'll just go ahead and align them up like so, and whenever you get them nice and set, you'll also have these pegs here. Like I said before, they will go into sections on them, so whenever you get them set, they will all go in there. And my Alexa is trying to talk while I'm doing this, but she shouldn't do that. So if you didn't see, there's a hole or peg here, 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 and if you look all the way in the back, we have one for here. Now I forgot to point out, whenever I was pegging this guy in, you'll have this section here that he can port into for added stability. So you can take it up a little bit here. When I was talking about the skirt, you'll just take it and peg it, so you'll have a little bit less of a skirt there. So now we have Devastator up to this point. We'll then take this and combine them together. We have holes here, so you can just take them and align them up on the side, you know, like they should go. And then just take this, and we have parts here that will just take this and basically cover up that nasty little gap in his chest. So we take it there, and there we go. Nice looking Devastator. Now you can take these sections here and, like I say, aim them all up. Scavenger has always been the problem in the past, you know, for being a weak leg, and you can even see this one still has a little bit of an issue, but you can pull the legs on out to get it all nice and set. So next we're going to work on Scavenger and pull him on out. Now for Scavenger, we'll just take this and you can have it in, oops. We can have it in alt mode. We'll take this, fold it up like so, and then take this and set it nice and set like that. Then we're going to break the legs apart. Then pull out this section here, like so, and turn it. And I'm going to put my shovel inside a little bit so he gets a little bit of out movement and won't break the bank, so to say. So we'll take this section here and we'll tilt it in. We have a little connector piece here that you can go ahead and connect to the legs, like so. Because when you're moving it into the mode here, you're just going to drop it on, and that's the section you get. So if you can't make it in that area before doing that, might need to take a look. So then we're going to take the arms here and go ahead and rotate them out. This is Bonecrushers, and this one is by default Scavengers, and you have the right hand here. We can fold that down. So we'll take this, and you have a little hole, peg, and hole, hole, and peg. And now one of the things I want to point out is that the peg here goes in the hole. Then you're left with a huge hole here. So there's going to be third-party pieces out that will cover that up. So just be on the lookout for those. So now we'll just take this and just slide it on down to click it into place. And then your leg piece here will have a little peg. So you push it all the way down till it gets into place. And then you'll just take that and push it into the same slot like so. And it keeps fighting me. So once you get that set and in the hole, and you'll see it fits in there. And if it doesn't fit in all right, you just got to make sure that this peg and this one are set, because yeah, everything depends on everything being not moved. So, you know, some of the things here are based on, let's just make sure that it just looks right and all nice and set, because as you're moving this guy around, it will unpeg. So you got to make sure to do it, because as you handle it, yeah, things are going to pop out. That's the way it works. So here we have this, and now for the final, we're going to take Bonecrusher here and get him set. Now Bonecrusher is the easiest out of all of them. Just take this apart, pull this down, and then you want to reattach the legs here like so. And there you see. Now you have this little section here, it will attach, but we take this section and fold it this way, then take the arm, plug it into the hole, and peg, peg, and hole, and there we go. So there we have the nice hand of Debbie, and then we'll just take it and move it over here. You see there's that slot I was talking about. Just simply drop it all the way down, and if this comes off, just take it off. But we'll just take this and pull it on down till we get it lined up with this section here. You'll see, you'll know when it's all set and done, when it's all nice and set. So we'll just take it and then push it down like so, and then take the peg and push it in. And so now we have this section. We'll just pull this back up and then push that back into here. And there we go. And here we have Devastator. Now his weapon just simply attaches there. And you have this peg that will fit into his hand, and then you just close that fist and make it look like it is actually in his hand. Now you saw him falling there. That's because this guy is pretty heavy. Here's the mode of all of them together. So hey, it is like it is. So you can take these sections and then attach them to the arms now, and they just simply go into there. So you have the wings that have all the sections attached, and now it's all set, so it won't come undone. So you have the connection there, the connection there, and the connections there. So they thought of all the connections they learned from the Combiner Wars that, you know, just was very awkward. And now we can see this guy's got some pretty good articulation. He's got this much in the waist. These legs can come all the way out. And going forward, just take this up, and then you can see there. And then we can move that. And look at that. Isn't that great? That is just so awesome. That his legs can actually, he can actually do a run. His arms come up, and it's not too heavy on this weapon, so they actually stay up. Not like the Combiner Wars where it's falling down all the time. So that's very nice. He also has the ability to move that around right there. His hand rotates around. Now, as far as his head is concerned, you get this and that. You don't really get the up and down unless you unpeg that and go from there. But wow, this is a great looking figure. And man, is he tall. Very nice. Nice and tall. Now you'll see here, these sections do come undone. It's not 100% always going to be there kind of thing, but hey, what do you expect? Yeah, you expect them to stay, right? Well, I do too, but hey, it comes apart because you have all this on two little arms that are holding it together, right? So yeah, the Devastator here is pretty nice. Now these sections, like I say, as you touch and pose him, these sections could come undone, because even mine, I'm sitting here pushing and they're just popping right out. You know, that's just one of those things. It just happens. Now, for comparison, here he is next to Minosaur, and you see they're pretty good height for each other, which is very nice. I definitely love the fact that, you know, Minosaur's not this tall. He actually is on par with Devi. You can see that is very nice. Now, as far as Devastator is concerned, we pull out the old tape measure and we see that he is coming in at 13¼ inches tall, while Minosaur is coming in at 12 and let's just say, go ahead and say 13 because of that right there. But yeah, that is totally awesome. Now, yes, this one is not on scale with a Titan Warrior. So, I mean, Omega Supreme is a little bit bigger. And I got rid of my Omega Supreme because I had actually got a third party and sold it. Now you have all these weapons. What do you do with all these weapons? Well, the bot modes are the vehicle modes that held the weapons are still there, or you can just come to the back and you have these little holes here, and you can just take them and put them in those various holes, like right here. Take them and just put them in there. Now, they may not all fit in the certain holes that you want, but you know, it is a place for you to store all their weapons. So, I mean, yeah, it works, right? So, I mean, if you have weapons like hooks that takes a little bit longer, you can then take a Mixmaster and use his hand to have the weapons held, or even do something crazy like that. But yeah, look, there we go. All the weapons, all the stored, all of the fun of Devastator. So remember, as always, to like, subscribe, and keep